I would echo Diana. I like music. I like businesses. I was African I in fact today and tomorrow, so it's a unique, so this is where I go and meet myself. This is to make good for me with. That way I can make people catch up people much easier. That's what I want to go doing, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I will cast I can see what you see it yet. So I used to so yet. So I'm very cast to talk. So I'm very for we go go what goes is to get this elite is every golf go five so I will be here oh yeah so I may wake up if I stuff up so if I have to so we can see what so it helps today. I'm headed to my team camp right now so I'm heading so I'm headed to my team camp. Which is the latest thing like yes I can see out but okay I want to be there. Okay but I was without sleep I'm still awake over 6 hours. I mean that's I mean awake since yesterday morning. So I remember I woke up yeah, I think you see it's like yeah. I'm just able out here, which is true. Like other people, it's just like yes, how am I gonna do my job? Yeah, my game job. So I just go like it's been like so yeah. I will prefer weekends tablets today. Here's everything but our tablets. So that's why I'm here. That's usually 8 to 4, so I'll be here for okay today. It's everything but so good today. With these two bears, I can meet more people today. So I'm going to do a feel down.
My parents told me that I got so much help before I had to go to school. They said I had to get many visits from doctors, therapists, to work on basic social skills. This includes eye contact, body language, voice tone. Yes, all this that we take for granted, I had to actually work on. I had to get special help. And by the time I hit elementary, middle, and high school, I did well academically. I got good grades, I was a good student, I never got in trouble, but I was never involved as a person because I was always scared. I had high anxiety. I was scared to kind of speak my voice because I was really scared of what people would think of me. Then in 2012, I came to FAU. Yes, 2012. I began my undergrad career here, working on my bachelor's in computer science. And for the first 2 years, I was part of the Marching Owls. I played the trumpet. And I will tell you, it was actually a good transition for me from high school to college because in terms of social friends, I met so many people that I still talk to today. I played the trumpet, I played all the fight songs. It was a really great time. But after 2 years, I had to stop because my classes were conflicting with marching band practice, so I had to kind of continue my academics. Which brings me to my junior year. You know, I couldn't play band, so I was just a typical kid who would go to class, get good grades, and then I would go back to my dorm and study. One day, I got an email from an organization that I'm currently a dues paid member for, the Student Alumni Association. And they said I could be involved as an ambassador, an SAA ambassador. And I said, okay. I looked at the program, what was it about, and I said, I'm gonna go for it. So I applied, and I got accepted. So I was excited to start a whole new kind of like chapter of school. The first thing they told me when I got accepted was I was gonna have to go to a retreat. And I said to myself, oh boy, retreat, because that means I'm gonna be meeting a lot of people, and I don't know them, and they're gonna probably be all extroverts, because I'm an introvert, I think. And boy, was I right. They all kind of scared me a little bit, because everybody was so outgoing and talkative, and I was just like, oh no. But at the end, as time grew, I started to kind of like talk with people. I would start growing on them. I would initiate conversation. And one day in our little group, we had a community service project where our GA at the office asked if we could organize certain items. And she set a date and time, we all met. She brought us food, and she put on this episode to entertain us because we were all divided up in little stations, but she put on something on the screen. So I don't know how many of you guys are Parks and Recreation fans. But the first day, I never saw it, and I'm a huge Amy Poehler fan, so the first thing I noticed was Amy Poehler, because I'm a huge fan. So I watched the whole episode while not doing my task, and I kind of enjoyed it. Because the next day, or a couple of weeks, I binged to watch the whole series, because I kind of fell in love with the show immediately. And I saw the main character, Leslie, know. She is the kind of person who has the whole yes we can spirit no matter what, right? She's kind of quirky, but she gets the job done. And I said to myself, I could be like Leslie in a way. I could probably grow into her. So I said to myself, I'm going to try and go for a leadership position because she makes it look like it's fun if you have fun with it. So I ran for a leadership position. I ran for our ambassador director position. And I was elected along with my other board members. And I called them my A-team. Because my name is Andrew, so they were my A-team. So I got elected, and I will tell you this. The moment I got elected and started doing things, it changed me. It changed me into a person I never thought I was. A whole new person that I thought I couldn't be. Making decisions, doing tasks with my team and my organization, seeing the outcomes, it's one of the greatest feelings when you see change happening. It's so cool. It changed what I wanted to do in life, because originally I just wanted to go to school, get my bachelor's, and go work in the industry. Now, in 2018, I'm actually working on my PhD in computer science. So that whole year of being a leader, it changed me. It was a struggle at first, a whole obstacle, which you may be wondering why in the back you see this mountain. So, like I told you before, I'm a huge Parks and Rec. There's a quote that Leslie says in one of the episodes about how you have to make the hardest climb to see the most beautiful sunrise, because she talks about her kind of like politics career. So in my way, I kind of had to make a climb to see the beautiful sunrise in terms of overcoming my whole Asperger's syndrome. And it was pretty rocky, it was pretty tough, but at the end, I see the sunrise, I see the sea of students right now, I see you all here. And I see a lot of possibility now, because now, after being a leader, I want to be a leader in academia. One day, my goal now is to be a college dean. And one day, after that, a university president, actually. That's actually my dream. So, my message to you guys, for those that struggle with a secret, an obstacle, a fear, just know you have the possibility of leading. You are the change. You have to believe in yourself, because you can accomplish so much that you can't realize. And I hope after today you go home and say, you know what, I want to run for a leadership position and see what I can do, because you're going to unlock something in you that you didn't realize you had before. So I encourage you all that struggle to lead, because you are the change, because I am the change too. And we can all be the change. Thank you. No round of applause for me? There we go. Hold on. Just kidding. I'm going to end that real quick. Awesome. Hey guys, my name may seem a bit too complicated, but you can call me Mike.
In January of 2015, I rushed the fraternity here at Florida Atlantic University. From the very first moment, it was a tremendous experience. I got to develop a couple of social skills, meet my life-lasting friends, and of course attended quite a few parties and tailgates. All right, those of you who made a sound, I'll probably see you at EDC Orlando in a month. But this speech is not about me partying. It's about George. George was one of my pledge brothers. And one time, George decided to write a letter to every single brother in the world. I know what you're thinking. George was a bit extra. But with today's technologies, it's not that difficult to accomplish. So I'm going to quote you some of the parts of the letter that George wrote to all of us. Hello there. My name is George. I'm an all-around handyman, and I'd like you to feel free to use my services for any and all chores, errands, and duties which you may be too busy to perform. Anytime there's anything that needs doing, and you'd rather not, you just let George do it. I'll write to your congressman for you. I'll write to your newspaper editor. I'll serve on chapter committees for you. I'll do anything you're too tired or too busy to do. With me around, you can be as lazy as you'd like, or just go have fun. Granted, I'm not as famous as Castro. But if it hadn't been for me, you would never have heard of that guy. And same goes for Stalin and Hitler as well. I made those guys. And the big-time racketeers in the United States, you name them. Without me, those people would be nothing. Remember now, if there is any time I can be of help, I'm at your service. You can have as much fun as you want, and don't worry about a thing, because I'll do your worrying too, and bill you later. So, this is the shorter version of the letter. I cut it just a bit to meet the deadline and a time limit for the speech, but I believe these are the most important parts of this letter. I see that many of you are confused and you're probably wondering, who is this guy George, and why is he talking the crazy talk? I'm not going to tease you anymore. George is not a real person. George is an idea of what's going to happen to every single one of us when we choose to give up on our values, commitments, and responsibilities. What I just quoted to you is a part of the passage called "Let George Do It" we as Pledge Brothers had to read and understand before we were initiated into the fraternity. And if there was one thing that I learned from this passage, is that we as the millennials have become too unmotivated, perhaps too lazy and impatient to take upon those amazing opportunities that we're being offered. And if we're too unmotivated to take upon those amazing opportunities, someone else will. And there will always be someone else, someone just like George. A motivational speaker and a marketing consultant, Simon Sinek, mentioned during one of his interviews that we as the millennials have become too impatient because throughout our lives we're being told that we're just the greatest thing that has ever happened to this planet. And we can accomplish anything we want in today's world. And nothing is wrong with this pep talk. Except for after hearing it for so many times, we started to believe that we don't have to do anything to become successful in life. We're basically laying in our beds all day, watching Netflix and expecting someone to get us this sweet, sweet bag of money. Granted, if any of you have invested and made money out of Bitcoin, you can just disregard this speech and continue watching Netflix. Although I can guarantee that those who did make money, they did not let George to do their research. And whether you're into cryptocurrency or not, I urge all of us not to let our less motivated selves to take charge, because laziness can approach us from any part of life. Almost a year ago, I was dating the most amazing girl a man can dream of. We were in love. But a couple of months into the relationship, I stopped taking her out on dates. I stopped complimenting her because I thought I already had her. So why should I bother? I felt unmotivated. And a couple of weeks further into the relationship, she broke up with me. Why? Because I let George do it. Yeah, that guy George again. I learned that lesson the hard way. You see, if you're too unmotivated to take your girlfriend or boyfriend out on a date, there will always be someone else. That's right, okay. If you're too lazy to go on that job interview, someone else will get the job. Preparing a speech and saying it in front of you today is too much hustle. Well, somebody else would just love to take my spot on the stage, just like that. There were probably people who got invited to give a speech here today, but they let George do it, and here I am instead. If there's one thing all of you should remember from my speech, this is it. If you're offered an opportunity, no matter how big or small, but an opportunity which will add value into your lives and the lives of people surrounding you, do not let George do it. Do it yourself, and you'll be proud of the person you've become, and those around will respect you even more for adding and creating positive changes into their lives. Enjoy the rest of the event.
But you can call me Allie. So all my life I've been told that I was too young. And since I was told this, I only have held positions that I was quote unquote unqualified for. I like to challenge the limitations and restrictions that other people impose on me. And in doing so, I've learned that it's really important to lead with your passion, to be well informed, and to never let anything be what stops you. So, I have always been involved in community service, but I never realized the value of being involved and engaged in my community until recently. See, there's a difference between being a volunteer at events, showing up and doing your part, and being an engaged community member. The first is somebody who shows up and is happy to do the tasks and everything that's assigned to them. They're great, they're very important people, and as leaders, we should really respect our volunteers. But the second is somebody who takes opportunities and resources and their knowledge of things and uses them. They use their skills to be involved, they use their skills to be engaged, and that was something that I really had to come to terms with. So I realized I wanted to be the second person. And what I did was I became super involved with all of the different nonprofits. I became involved with the people in the programs I was working for. I became aware of the kids that were enrolled in my program. And I decided that instead of being somebody who thinks that I know everything that somebody needs and wants and I should just show up to events and do what's asked of me, I wanted to know what the people really needed and wanted. So I became very well versed with the why. And this was when I was in 9th grade, by the way. And so the following summer, I wrote my first curriculum. It was a curriculum for a swim program that would later serve a whole bunch of children. They're amazing. And it was going to offer free swim lessons to kids who were enrolled in summer camp at the Y, if they failed their swim test. This sounded like a great idea to me. It was free swim lessons. We had a sustainability plan, we had the marketing materials, we spent hours developing every part of this program, but neither of us were old enough to be certified. So when we went into the meetings, we were expecting everybody to be on board with this. It's awesome. And they weren't. The main concern was our age. We weren't old enough to be certified. We didn't have people who were on board with it yet. So they were like, no, you guys are teens. You're gonna be on to the next thing next week anyway. It's really great that you care, but we're gonna need to see some more. So the Y eventually let us run our program for the next 2 years without a budget and with pretty minimal support, but they were there for us. They gave us the pool. So the following summer, we realized what we had missed. When we pitched it to a Y, we pitched with the logistics. We pitched exactly what we could do, and we knew we were capable of accomplishing it. But what we missed was our purpose. We didn't tell them why we were so passionate about this program. We didn't tell them why we were the specific people that they should put in place for this program. So we figured this out in the 2 years and the struggle, and we pitched with our purpose to Palm Beach Philanthropy Tank. And that year we received $12,000 as well as mentorship from Eric Becker. So I was 16 and able to hire myself as well as others to work for a program of my design. This was amazing. I was like, yes. So anyway, why should you care? You probably don't want to start a swim program, and some of you will never be underestimated because of your age. But what I'm here to tell you is that if you want something, you need to lead with your passion. You need to be well informed of the subject matter that you're going in for. And if you want to make a change, any change at all, sorry. You need to be expected that some people won't say yes. Some people won't be there to back you 100%, but somebody will. And if you want that to be me, you can talk to me later. Thank you for having me. Hi everyone, my name is Kiana. Some of you may know me by Key. I am truly honored to be here with you tonight, and I have an intention. I have an intention that whatever I do say touches you in some type of way. That even if you take a small piece of it, the lesson is you took something from it. You felt something, and hopefully you can learn how to apply it to your life. Gotta breathe. Okay. Recently, I've been going through some changes. I entered the new fall semester and I felt like I got this. This isn't my first time in school. It's not my first time doing this rodeo. I have new opportunities. I have new people around me, but I understand this, I have a good grasp. Little did I know, that was a lot. I started my classes and I'm like, I picked all my hardest classes. I had to battle so hard, trying to get all my work done on time, 5 classes, and I'm working, and I have house duties, and I have extracurricular activities. I honestly felt like I just wanted to break down and give it all up. But I had to remember something. I had to remember that I've been through worse, that I've been through harder realities. There was a time in my life where I started to notice patterns. I started to notice that I was becoming a person I did not want to be. Though it took a lot of heartache, it took a lot of brokenness, I realized I didn't want to be this broken person. So I started questioning myself. I started questioning who I was. I started questioning who I wanted to be. And this helped me realize the patterns. Then a word started sticking out more to me. Creativity. Creator. And then I asked myself, is there a way to create the reality that I desire? Is there a way to be the person that I want to be? So I tested it. That was really different. Because it took me to to do different things. It took me out of my comfort zone. And if we know anything, we like to be comfy. We like to be comfy sitting on the couch, watching Netflix. We like to be comfy in our car, listening to music. Anything we do, we want a sense of security, we want a sense of peace. But me becoming the person who I wanted to be took me out of this reality completely. At 19, I was kicked out of my father's house. I had to now figure out, where am I gonna go? I went from sleeping at friends' house, so grateful, renting rooms, even though I don't know how I afforded it, I did it. And then I ended up in a position where I no longer had a room. I no longer had these beautiful four walls to look at. I didn't have the security of a bed. I didn't necessarily know when I was gonna get the next hot shower or a nice prepared hot meal. Because I had a point where I was sleeping in my car. Though this was a very different situation for me, I accepted the challenge because I noticed something about myself. I noticed through everything I had been through so far, I kept bouncing back. It took mainly other people bringing it to my attention, but I noticed I kept bouncing back. Through becoming a person who realized her patterns and started pinpointing them, I started pinpointing the person I did not want to be, and I started pinpointing the person I also wanted to be. I realized that the bouncing back had a definition. It was resilience. I was becoming a person of true resilience, and I loved it because it was helping me be truer to who I desired to be. Through becoming a person who follows what she wants to do, who makes decisions off of what she prefers, all these new grand opportunities started coming to me. Things that felt like me. I no longer, it took a while, but I no longer sought out recognition to make me feel high. I no longer pressed on issues involving what other people sought out of me because I felt more comfortable in my new comfort zone. Though there were struggles and challenges to be this new person, me being resilient and learning how to accept them and choose who I want to be in every single situation, I started to get a new comfort because I became a new person. I became someone who was more authentic. Now, standing here in front of you, for example, I am beyond nervous. But I'm doing my very best because I have a message. I have a part of me that I'm sharing that feels very, very true. Knowing some of you, being around some of you, we all have a common theme here. We're just trying to make it. I truly believe that we're honestly doing our best to be authentic. We're doing our best to be who we desire to be. And things like the pressures of society, the pressures of your parents, the pressures of your peers, these constant bickers in your ears, and even your own thoughts make you feel like you are not the creator of your own reality. So let me press this in your ears one more time. You are the creator of your own reality. You wake up every day. At some point you go in the mirror, you can't stop you don't. And you look at yourself, so you now have this conscious opportunity to say, you know, I'm beautiful, I'm shining today, you know? You say whatever you want to say to boost yourself up, just like when you go to the classes. You now put yourself in this mindset to get your work done. Whatever it is that you do, you have the conscious opportunity to make it what you want to be.
And especially when you feel like you cannot, that you remember, this is probably a challenge. This is probably a lesson to get me out of my comfort zone. But let me do my best to step back and look at it and see, is this someone who I want to be? Or is this someone who I do not want to be? And then you move forward from there. So I leave with you all on this beautiful day that you are the creator of your own reality. You can be whoever you desire to be. As cliche as it may sound, just try it out. You are resilient because you have the power to bounce back. Remember that relationship you had for like a year ago or so, and you thought you would never be over it? But you're here, and you can smile. See? Because you changed your reality. So you can bounce back. And you are also authentic, because you don't allow outside forces to bring you lower than who you set yourself to be. So let's be creative, let's be powerful, let's be resilient, and let us please be authentic. Thank you.
By show of hands, how many of you here are comfortable with failing? Wow, not everyone raised their hands though. Why is that? Why is it that we've been so conditioned as a society, as a group of leaders, that failure is such a negative thing? We're told from day one that failure is not an option. Success is our only option. But why? No one ever really did explain that to us. Why is it that we cannot allow ourselves to fail? Because I believe that failure is actually a path to success. As a matter of fact, I am here to tell you that failure is the only way to success. Now, I know some of you are thinking, that's a little odd, failure. Huh? It's okay, let me explain. I'll give you a little bit of my backstory. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Heinz Alfredo Fernandez. I'm a graduate student here at Florida Atlantic University. I am going to graduate this semester with my master's in higher education leadership. I'm from a little known city, you may have heard of it, it's called Miami, Florida. Went to Coral Gables Senior High School, graduated in, you know I'm not going to mention when I graduated, so leave that out. Graduated, now I wasn't necessarily the best student in high school. I didn't take it serious. I actually failed a couple classes. Had to take night school, nearly failed night school because I just couldn't do it. But I managed to pull through, was able to pass high school with a 2.4 GPA, went on to community college because I didn't have the grades to get into a traditional four-year institution. So I had to take the Miami-Dade College route. As soon as I got to MDC, I realized, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do the same things that I did in high school. I'm gonna have to kind of bump it down. But that isn't necessarily what happened. For those of us who are familiar with how college works, a community college is usually a 2-year endeavor. Well, I was there for 5 years. And after 5 years, I had only accumulated 37 credits. I had 21 drop credits. I had a 2.1 GPA. I had been placed on academic probation. I was academically suspended. And after I kept taking loss after loss after loss, I realized college isn't for me. I'm dropping out. And I focused on working. I did a lot of restaurant jobs, managed a few joints, and just kept job hopping because I just wasn't happy. So I realized I had to do something with my life. I'm just kind of going around, I'm not getting anything. So let me go back into school. So I decided to leave Miami, and I went to Gainesville, Florida, where I attended Santa Fe College. And I was able to graduate in 3 semesters. I went from a 2.1 to a 3.7. Things are looking good. Well, so I decided at that point that it's time for me to transfer to a 4-year institution. So I decided to go to my dream school. I went up to Tallahassee and I attended the Florida State University. Got into Florida State, went on the criminology major, and after my first semester, I realized this just wasn't for me. I had went from a 3.7 I was so happy about, and I went down. Following semester, my second semester at Florida State, took another L. My GPA dropped again. And I realized this major is definitely not for me. I gotta change. So let me go to my other passion, education. GPA went up, good thing. But then I had to start doing my prelims. And that's where I started going back down. And I kept going down and down. And 3 straight semesters of my GPA lowering, I realized I gotta do something quick because I don't know what I'm gonna do if my GPA keeps dropping. So somehow I was able to manage. And I got that amazing letter from Florida Atlantic University saying that you were accepted to attend our graduate program in higher ed for the fall of 2017. So here I am a year later. Now you look at me now as a success, but what I'm here to tell you is that in every part of my life, I have failed academically. And it was through those failures that I was able to succeed. I was able to come back stronger and push forward. It is those failures that allowed me to become a better student. Why is that? Because the failures is what taught me what I was doing wrong. And even though I kept taking L after L after L, I realized I had to change my method. How many of us special events like to study with index cards? Right? A lot of you. I can't do that. And I realized that after 2 semesters, I had to change my study methods. So I decided to do outlines. How many of us are good with outlines? See, that's my method. I learned. Through my failures, I learned how to change the game. I realized what works for me, what doesn't, and I was able to use that to my benefit. What I realized is that because there's such a stigma behind failure, maybe we need to do something about it. Rather than calling it a failure, why not say we just took some extra steps? I took so many semesters where I had to drop classes. Maybe it wasn't that I failed at it. I just had to take them again because I wasn't understanding the material. I didn't fail these semesters. I just had to do the semesters over again. I did extra steps. I believe that if we can start reframing the way that we look at ourselves in an academic or professional, spiritual, emotional, however, if we can start reframing the word failure into extra steps, I believe that we start looking at this in a positive light. Because it's not about failing, it's about finding your way. If I was able to come from a high school where I was a 2.4 student, now I'm about to graduate with my master's, I'm about to enter the doctoral program for higher education administration. If I can do this, why can't anyone else? Because no one else is telling us that we can. Instead, they're telling us that failure is not an option. No, let me be the first one to tell you, failure is an option. It is the best option. How many of you are prepared to start reframing your mind into wanting to fail? And I leave with this question. How many of you are actually ready to fail? Thank you.
Life is what you make it. You have the ability to create your own vision of success. This blank space to my left and to my right, that represents your blank canvas. Right now, in your undergraduate academic career or graduate, this is your blank canvas to paint whatever you want. Whatever success you want to achieve, whatever success that you want to obtain, this is the time, and this is your canvas. So, growing up in Santa Monica Beach, California, with my lovely mother, who is in the audience tonight, she taught me that without purpose, without your reason why you do what you do, why you wake up every single day and you say, yesterday was hard, but you know what? Today I'm gonna get back on it and I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna make it happen again. It is the reason for anything successful in all success. So within that, I asked her, I was like, Mom, as a doctor, why are you always late? You know, why are you always out late? Why do you always have early mornings? And then it seems like you don't have any sleep and you hang out with my brother now. Why do you do it? Why don't you just go to sleep, you know, be an okay parent, do what you do. And she explained to me, your brother and I, you're my reason. You're my purpose for success. You are the reason that I do this. And that stuck with me from the age of 67 to now. So 1 year ago, fall of 2017, I was in this same room, the same time, on the same day. I was in your audience. I had a purpose. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to make it happen. Until I attended the conferences, attended, the breakout study sessions, and it really opened my eyes into, wow, I really want to do this and be the best that I can be at this. So I don't know if you guys remember, President Kelly was standing right here. And he said, any questions? Anyone have anything they want to share, anything? I raised my hand, I said, will you be my mentor? And he said yes. So from that forever changed my life. He's guided me, he's provided me with resources to change my life. It's been quite amazing. He's incredible. And he really instructed into me that I want to go to where the people dance. And at first I was like, what does that mean? Like, do you want to break dance? Do you want to do a little boogie woogie? Like, I don't know what that means. And he explained to me, no. It's about finding your purpose and finding why you want to achieve success in the way that you want to do it, in that certain kind of fashion. And so from that, I took that with me. And now as an academic student, I have straight A's since my last year of being a freshman to now. I'm double majoring in biological science and neuroscience, and I plan on being a plastic surgeon just like my mother. Thank you so much. So within that, I just want to leave you guys with this quick thing, a quick tip. Life is all about perception. It's all about turning negative things into positive attributes and positive things that you can use throughout your entire career, not just academically. Relationships, life, politics, everything. And from that perception, you achieve purpose. And from purpose, you achieve success. So whatever it is you want to do, president of a university, being a mentor, being a graduate student, being a doctor, remember, it's all about perception and the way that you perceive your opportunities and the obstacles that you are dealt with. Because we all have negatives, we all have negativities, we all have positivities. But it's all about your perception, your framework of that. So within the Ilead conference, attending it last year, I found something so important to me. I found my purpose. I found my why. And my why is to lay a framework for others to follow so that they can be leaders themselves, for that they can achieve their own individual success in the way that they want to do it. And that is my purpose, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm here giving this message to you today, that I was so kindly directed by my mother to give. So within that, I will leave you with this. Whatever it is that you want to do, you already have the talent. You have the characteristics, you have the attributes, you have what it takes. Just figure out your purpose, your why, focus on it, and achieve it. Because it's right there. I believe in you. You got it. It's already within you. Success, that's just a perception. Positivity, that will make your dreams come true. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, please give one more hand to all of our student speakers today. And before we let you out of here, we just have a few items that we want to cover. So firstly, thank you to the Lead and Serve team, to our Lead Owls, to all of our volunteers in the room today.
Okay, I finished early now. I got my kids out. So it was I got to meet some people. I feel like I would get a little spirit. So I just need to say yeah. So I'm gonna have a feel here. So I'm gonna feel who has self-help and you. Okay, so I'm gonna yeah. So we will go survive that fulfill. So this is we are out.